Hello, and welcome back to the final episode of Year of RPG 2025. Beethro versus Test Roach. Bomber 50, I assume, threw together another quick entry right at the last minute when there was the whole we might be able to make it up to 20 entries discussion. Begin. Okay, we have a wooden blade and we're forced to drop it. Okay. Default scoring, except that keys are worthless. Okay. Sure, you can do that. We need a green key to get down. We are never coming back up. Okay, one attack helps with a lot of things. Two attack also helps with Wraith Wings. So, where can I get attack? Nowhere, really. It's, not easy to get attack. Well, I can save 29, so actually a defense is worth more than an attack against Evil Eyes. If we do that... hold on. Oh, that locks me out of the top. Okay, never mind. In that case, yes, we will do it this way. Okay, going into defense. Could grab another yellow key, but yellow keys are worthless for scoring. If I'm down here, I can spend yellow keys on stats, though. Okay. I could save my money for attack. Yeah, maybe I will. It's just one defense. So if I do 2 Wraith Wings and 2 Roaches, I can get an attack. Okay. And for the 2 Roaches then... Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just doing it this way. Do the attack first. I probably could have done this in a much better order. Okay, that makes Wraith Wings cheaper. Any other easy stats lying around? Not really. Does 2 attack help with Roaches? It does, but Roaches don't even hurt all that much. So, like, I could do this. So 280 for 4 Wraith Wings. I guess the cheapest green key is actually going to be through you, probably. One attack helps with attack helps with Evil Eyes, but how much does it help with Evil Eyes, really? Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, I need a little bit more health. And I can take out you. Okay, one attack still helps with the Evil Eyes. I guess I'm probably never getting this cache here. I don't think I left enough enemies. Well, the eyes are 5 apiece. Okay, there is actually enough if I don't spend any more. Is that realistic though? Let's do that. Oh, I can't get back up top if I do that, right? If I want that stuff. So I know I spent money, but I think there's still enough. And now that I've got the yellow keys, I can do this. I do need a green key to get out, though. There is still a green key. Okay. Let's kill you guys so that I don't have to worry about closing this door anymore. Now I am... so I guess I'm skipping this. That's fine. Since I am killing you for the money... I mean, it'll save me on the Wraithwings, actually, so... let's just do that. I can still buy one more defense if I want to. Point of no return. Do I want the defense or not? I'm going to assume no. I'm taking a test right now. Can you come back later? I've come to destroy you, you piece of vermin. You're disrupting my academic groove here. Prepare to die then. Okay, oh, you're gonna hit me 49 times, so... a defense would save me 49. I guess score-wise it would be better than doing this, but that's still fine. Alright, we tested, in fact, we bested the test roach. And you did even have, you passed. You even had enough spare rooms out of your allotment to put a stairway room instead of just fading out when you hit the room boundary. Alright, I mean... that one was probably my favorite Bomber 50 entry. The first two rooms actually had some interesting decisions to make. So I think that, yeah, there was actually, yeah, I mean, it was super short, but I mean, that's okay. You can have a short hold. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that was actually honestly pretty good given the limited scope that it had. So ending the contest on a positive note. That's nice. And is there anything else that I really wanted to say here? You'd think if I was a little bit more organized and was, you know, somebody who had been doing Let's Plays on the internet for over a decade, I would have planned this out a little bit more. Is there anything else I really wanted to say about this contest in general? There was. Okay, stalling successful. I remembered what it was. We had, coming into this contest, I was concerned that I wasn't going to have a very good time here because I had just recently participated in the Hold Anonymous 4 forum game, I guess. I don't know, that wasn't really a contest. It was just an activity that a bunch of us did. And the way that worked was a bunch of people would sign up for a level. Karen Miller, who was the organizer of this contest, was also the organizer of that event. Made a level layout and gave each of us 2 rooms to work with, and we just had to put stuff in our rooms without any communication with other players, with other architects. And we could do basically anything we wanted. We were given some stat guidelines, but one of the restrictions that we had was no grappling hook and no flippers, because if you've ever tried to design around, you know, grappling hook and flippers, you really need to know whether they exist or not, because it can change how you build your rooms. And so just to make that easier, we were told we weren't going to do that. And then people promptly made custom scripted elements that basically did even crazier things than the flippers and grappling hook, which caused a whole bunch of issues with, you know, various things. I mean, issues is relative, I guess. It can be fun to break things, and it's probably not a hold that was meant to be taken super seriously. But the thing is that every single level, people started trying to one-up, because there ended up being multiple levels. We did this multiple times. And you would carry your stats and accessories from one level into the next, and people started trying to one-up the scripting of the previous levels, it felt like, in order to make things that were even crazier. And I was just so sick of scripting. I actually didn't even test the final level of that contest. And so I was worried that in this contest, or in that hold, I guess. So I was worried that in this contest, there was going to be a whole bunch of that sort of scripting shenanigans. But this ended up being a lot better. And I think the reason for that is just that each entry was presumably just one architect. I know like there was a testing credit scroll in one of the entries, but I mean, that's totally fine. Having testers isn't the same thing as having other people build your rooms. And because of that, even when there were some custom scripting things like, yeah, Tools of the Assassin comes to mind. Like that invisibility cloak, completely busted. Like if somebody, you know, if this was set up in such a way where you could play this entry, get the invisibility cloak, and then, I don't know, go into any of these other entries, just with an invisibility cloak, obviously it would be completely broken. And that was kind of what Hold Anonymous 4 was like. Was you had no idea, no ability to predict anything that was going to happen, and people would just not play the rooms the way that they were intended at all, and it made it really hard to design interesting and meaningful choices for players to make. So yeah, which is to say, I really liked this entry, Tools of the Assassin, and I thought that the scripting there was actually fun, and that's just because it was in a contained environment where everything was built around the assumption that you had this ridiculously overpowered tool that in any other context would have been an awful experience to sort of design rooms around. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that my thoughts about DROD RPG coming into this, I feel much more positive about this contest now that I've played through it. And you probably don't want 10 people building a level together without any communication between them, which is a huge surprise, I'm sure, to nobody. Anyway, I will now vote on the contest. I still have a few days left before voting ends. And I don't think I'm going to... I'm not going to be public with what my votes are. I think most people don't. So, I mean, you can probably, if you watch through the series, have a general sense of, you know, how well I liked your particular entry, or if you weren't an architect, just viewing this, how I felt about each individual entry. But yeah, overall, I had a pretty good time with it. Some of these entries definitely fall into the category of, you know, interesting idea. I don't mind that I did it once, but I really don't want to optimize. Or to replay, but a good number of these I actually wouldn't mind replaying and even making some attempts at optimization, which isn't something I've really done a whole lot of in RPG, but people have been getting really into optimization lately, and there's been like this rivalry forming in the Caravel Net discussion forum. Discussion forum? What do you even call that? Chat. The Caravel Net chat. So, you know, that's kind of fun, and it might be kind of fun to try getting in on that, although I don't know if I'd really be able to compete with people that have been very good at it, but that's a thing I'll do on my own time, though. So for now, that was the Year of RPG 2025 DROD RPG 2 Architecture Contest. And I guess I'll have to find something else to play for the next time. I will see you then.